I'm Coach Steve Smith.
And I'm Sean Smith, and this is Average Joe's Sports Talk.
I'm Tara Blanchard. I'm here today with Coach Steve Smith and his oldest son, Sean. And I accidentally left out Sloan Smith, which I'm sure he's used to being the forgotten child, the baby. But here we are with Sean. Sean's a senior this year. God, that seems...
Makes you old, Tara.
I'm not going to hurt you for that because I think you're the greatest thing in the world, and that's the only thing saving you from that comment. But I want to talk about this hairdo when you got out of the truck, or when you got out of your car, which, by the way, when you pulled up in the SUV, I'm used to the silver, the Ford truck that's been my whole life.
Yeah.
But now the whole life, the hair is different. Like, I don't even know who you are right now. Is this your Corona do?
Well, that's the family truckster. That's what I have to drive to get all the people in it so we can go someplace. And as far as the old sport track, Sean and now Sloan have taken their turns driving it.
Oh my God.
If it'll keep running, Savannah will get to drive it when she gets old enough. The hairdo, I'm ashamed to admit it. For the last couple months, I had been getting away with telling everybody it was my Corona haircut, but actually this is paying off of a debt. The players asked last year if we won the state, would I grow the 80s mullet, and I told them sure I would. It's a win-win proposition, obviously, but for the last 30 years I've had the same haircut, and so it is a adjustment phase for me, and I do have to confess now to everybody that's watching that this will be with me at least through the end of football season this year.
Well, and Bo noted that you don't have any gray.
Right.
But you don't color your hair, do you?
I do not. And contrary to what some of my fellow coaches will talk about, some of them even they're younger than I am that have gray hair, I do not color my hair. I'm all natural.
Could be worse. You could be like James Blanchard and be gray and balding, and I'll take that to the mat.
Hey, James is older than I am. He deserves it.
He's older than everybody.
I do got something to say, Coach. Did you rock this originally in the 80s or not?
No, I did not ever rock the mullet. I did have the part in the middle, feather back on both sides, and it covered my ears. That was probably
Michaels-ish.
Yeah, there you go. But
only better looking.
Never had the mullet, and as you can tell, my hair, some of it goes long, some of it curls up, flips up. It's gonna be interesting to see what this looks like, to say the least.
Has it added any time to you getting ready in the morning?
No, I'm not gonna let it add time to getting ready. I'm used to getting out of the shower and towel drying, so I will turn the hair dryer on a little bit now, but most of the time it's to unfog the mirror.
I like it. Now, Sean, do you color your hair?
Yes.
I have.
Yes, he does.
Really?
That's the baseball trend from a couple years ago.
A couple years ago, I told the guys after we beat Lauderdale County in the second round that I would do it because some of them have already done it, and I've just kept it up since then. Never really gone back.
There's hair coloring night at our house where people get their hair colored and pull through the cap. Now, I'm not in that group, but it does happen at our house.
Now, Coach, my question for you, the coronavirus is on the tip of everybody's tongue. It seems to be that you cannot get away from it. How are your summer workouts looking now that spring training's gone? 2-a-days, are we looking at that? I know people, everyone's waiting on bated breath to see what teams are going to do.
Right. Well, I feel pretty confident with the steps that have been taken to start to open things back up. At Piedmont, our first day of summer workouts was going to be June the 15th. We announced that back in January, February when people were trying to plan for their vacations, and we're not going to speed it up any or bump that up just because the dates have been bumped up. That when you can get back on campus, that will keep us in line with what we normally get in the summer. We haven't been hurt as much by others, I guess, by not having spring training because we don't have spring training anyway. We haven't had spring training probably in the last 10 years. We have so many kids that are involved with baseball and track. And we have some guys this year that actually golf. So, we have probably 90% of our football athletes were involved in the spring sport. So spring training was not going to be anything that we were going to do anyway. We did miss 9 important weeks in the weight room where our guys have typically made their greatest gains as far as strength goes from spring break to the end of the year. So that part is going to be something, we're going to be a little behind on. But as far as football related stuff, with the opportunity for us to start workouts on June the 15th for us, and then progressing into July and moving into fall camp, and the words that we're hearing about how things, are hopefully going to be continuing to loosen up a little bit more, I'm expecting us to have a normal season. And I know everybody right now is not liking to use the word normal pertaining to what we're used to, but I fully expect when August rolls around that we'll have regular football practice and we'll have our first game, and the fans will be here and the stands will be full, and we'll be past all this social distancing and the stuff that we're having to adhere to right now.
Love it. Now, Sean, are you feeling, I mean, this is your senior year, like, are you feeling robbed at all, or are you like, whoo, praise the Lord, I'm not having to lift weights?
Well,
That's crazy.
I mean, missing weights, I mean, that's a real important part of things that we do. But, I mean, we lost baseball season for the guys this past spring, and so, I mean, all we can do is just keep a positive mindset and just keep looking forward to what the future has in store.
So what message would you send to your teammates? I mean, you're a senior. I know that you're a natural born leader, and this year you're in the seniority leadership spot. What message do you have for your teammates right now?
I would just say just find some time to do whatever you can to get yourself better. And once we get back in here, hopefully on June 15th, we can get started working. And by the time fall gets here, we'll be able to gel good and make another run at this thing.
I love it. Now, speaking of fall coming here, I know they've done some realignments in your region.
Right.
What are we looking at? Like, what changes are we coming up on?
Well, you know, we lost Randolph County, and we lost B.B. Comer from our region. We were in a 7-team region these past few years. Or were we 8? I can't even remember if it was 7 or 8. We lost B.B. Comer and we lost Randolph County, but we picked up Hoax Bluff and picked up Ohatchee. So I guess we've been in an 8-team region. That's bad, I don't even know. But, you know, as far as the region goes, it is going to be a fun region for us. 6 of the 8 teams in our region are here in Calhoun County. There's 6 3A schools, and we're all in the same region with Weaver, Welborn, Sachs, Ohatchee, Pleasant Valley, and Piedmont. And then the other 2 teams that make up the 7th and 8th team are Hoax Bluff and Glencoe, which for us are 15 to 20 miles down the road. Then in our non-region schedule, we're going to open the season with Center, which is a big first game for us. Week 5, we're going to play Jacksonville again, which has been a good game for us the last couple of years. Then we're going to, for the first time since I've been here, play Alexandria Week 10. So from a scheduling standpoint, I think it's going to be a fun schedule for the next 2 years for all the Piedmont folks. A lot of quality teams on that schedule, a lot of playoff teams, a lot of tradition-rich teams on the schedule, a lot of people that have goals to advance deep in the playoffs on the schedule. But the cool part for us is, you know, over the next 2 years, the longest trip our fans will make to a game will be when we go to Welborn. And so, you know, when you're actually traveling 25 miles or less each Friday night, every game is like a rivalry. And every one of these teams on our schedule, you know, I think our fans will be excited to play them, and I know their fans will be excited to play us. So, you know, we couldn't ask for a better schedule. The region's going to be extremely competitive. I mean, the last 5 years, the region, or the North representative in Class 3A has come from our region. And so I would fully expect whoever plays for the state championship in Class 3A this next year, if it's not somebody from our region, then I think it'll be somebody that goes through people in our region. It traditionally has been the region in the north part, just like Region 1 has been the region in the south part over the past few years. And you know, there's good football in this region. There's some other good football teams in Class 3A also. But I think this would probably be the SEC as far as the region goes for Class 3A North.
I agree, and I know that I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask this, but Sean, do you have a specific game that you look forward to? Is there anything that's on your radar that you're just like, man, I cannot wait to obliterate such and such, or favorite rivalry, or anything along those lines? Like, I feel like I'll put you on the spot because you can't run me.
Well, we're going to be playing a lot of guys that I grew up against, and grew up playing against, I should say, and so I mean, I just think every game that we're going to play, I think it's going to be almost to the same magnitude, because I'm going to know somebody on every team that we play pretty much. And so I think the mindset just has to be we got to play every game the same. I mean, might get hyped up more during the week, more than another game might, but I think you just got to play every game the same, especially with the region and the schedule we got this year. I think that's going to be the key.
Yep. Yeah, I got one question, Coach.
Yeah.
What went into the Alexandria game? Because I know forever you guys have both had traditional powerhouse teams, and which never seemed to cross paths. What went into that?
Yeah, you know, most of the time it was just a matter that we couldn't match up. You know, they had, for a long time when I first got here, they had a big rivalry going on with Cleveland County. Alexandria and Cleveland County was a big rival. Alexandria and Jacksonville was a big rival. we always played center as a big rivalry game, and then for a long time after we were in the region together, we played leads, and it was just one of those situations that it never would work out. You know, if we had game 10 open, maybe they had Cleburne County that week, or they might have had game 1 open, but that's when we always played center. So this time it just worked out. Coach Ginn and I got together, and you know, I've watched what he's done over the last couple of years building that program, and they're real close to being the Alexandrias of old that we remember. And you know, it's not an ideal game that you play week 10 as far as, you know, if you're hoping to be in the playoffs, but it's another quality opponent and a team that's got a world of tradition. A lot of our old timers go back here to old clashes with Alexandria, and just it was too good of an opportunity for us to pass up and for them to pass up to be able to play that game, you know, week 10. So we're excited about that, being able to, you know, and Sean's heard me tell stories. I was in school at center, so you know, he's never got to play a varsity game on the field at center. We'll open up this year at center, so he'll play a game his senior year on the field that I grew up playing on. He's heard me talk about the old rivalry games that we had with Alexandria and playing in Death Valley. So he'll get a chance this year as a senior to go to Alexandria and play in Death Valley, and then the other games against all those teams from our county and Glencoe and Hokes Bluff, you know, are just, like he said, they play them growing up in Pee-wees and middle school, and just having those opportunities to continue those rivalries on with those guys, just going to be a lot of fun. And most of those guys, the coaches at those places, I've known them for a long time, and I have a lot of respect for them, and just a lot of football tradition in those schools, and it's just going to be a fun schedule.
Absolutely.
Well, and I know that you're saying like Sean's going to get to play on the field. I mean, your alma mater.
Right.
What is it like, Sean, playing for your dad? I know your defense, but I know that there are times that we pop you in on offense, like in case of emergency and state championship, you played both sides of the ball. Who's scarier to play for, Coach Smith or Coach Blanchard?
Oh, I don't think I can give an answer on that because it might backfire either way I go. But I mean, it's different playing for your dad. I mean, it's got its perks. Might get chewed at home a little bit harder than you might usually get chewed, but I mean, I think playing for both those guys, I mean, they're both legendary coaches around here and around the area, and so I've learned a lot from them over the years, and hopefully I can take it with me when I get older and just use the lessons they've taught me later in life.
Well, and Bulldog football is a family business because you play with your little brother. Would you say that you're harder on Sloan than you are your other teammates, or do you just kind of, or is everything equal? I mean, I know if I played with Bailey, I would, like, he wouldn't be able to breathe without me being like, that's incorrect, you're wrong.
Well, me and Sloan have a different connection than most brothers do, I'd say. There's been times where I've been a long snapper and he's been kicking extra points in later games, and so I got to snap his first extra point that he got to kick. And so and a lot of brothers, they get hard on each other during practices and at home, but me and Sloan, we're kind of just chill and mellow throughout the whole part of it. I mean, but he's my brother. I mean, I'm going to get on him sometimes. He's going to get on me. If I mess up during the game, Sloan's going to come over there and yell at me, kind of like Dad would. I mean, there's times that's happened, but I mean, it's just our brother connection.
Well, and Coach, what is it like for you to get to have not just one son, but two? You've got two, I mean, really, you've got 3 state champions in your house at this point. How does that feel for you to carry that through? Like, I know you love all of your players like children, but this is special.
It is, and you know, people told me a long time ago as we were having kids and they were growing up that they're all unique, they're all different, they all got their own ways, and that really is the truth. You know, Sean is all serious, Mr. Intensity all the time. You know, he's loosened up a little bit here lately, but he's laser focused on task at hand. Don't have time for a whole lot of goofing off. Sloan, on the other hand, like Jack and that whole group that they grew up together, they're just happy-go-lucky. They just let things roll off their back. It doesn't affect them. And Sean, he's more like what I am. Just everything's got to be done the same way all the time. And you know, Jack's older brother Taylor, when he played here, Taylor was serious. You know, every day was for blood. You know, and I think about it sometimes, and I think these guys like Sloan and Jack, some of them younger ones that are coming along, they'll probably outlive us just for the mere fact that they don't worry about stuff near as much, you know. So, but it's a special thing having your kids on the team. They come up through the program being managers and being around the guys and being around how we did things. But I would be lying to you if I told you it wasn't a little bit unique or a little bit different when they're actually dressed out and playing. You know, and Sloan didn't see a lot of time last year as a 9th grader. He was a JV player and got to kick a little bit, a couple games. But, you know, having them out there for one more run together, you know, that's something that I've always looked forward to. So it was okay having them out there as managers or as players and a manager or whatever, but it is different when they're in the locker room and they're getting dressed on Friday nights for the games. And you said it, you try to treat everybody the same. You try to love everybody the same as far as your players go. But you know, having your own kids out there, because they've put up with Dad in previous years through the good and through the bad when they actually had nothing to do with it. You know, so they've been the sounding board sometimes when frustration set in, and you know, I just want to take advantage of the opportunity. Thankful to have the opportunity to have them out here with me to be able to enjoy this time together.
Well, Sean, again, back to you being a senior and senior leadership. I know that last year the song that got you guys, I guess the word is still crunk. Do you guys still use that word? That was our high school word. We used to get in trouble for it. Like, so tired of hearing crunk. But it was Fireflies, which was when y'all came home from the state championship and Coach Smith said, I want to play the song that gets everybody fired up in the locker room, and we're expecting something like just hits the soul, and you guys are singing Fireflies. Are you going to keep that, or are you going to change it this year?
Well, I'll tell the story about how Fireflies came about.
Please.
We were doing our Friday morning weightlifting, and me, our nose guard, Jaden Cantrell, and Jack were all talking. And him and Jaden had been talking to me because they don't want to go ask Dad to play a song. And so
I control the music in the weight room, by the way.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
He controls all the music, got his big loudspeaker. It's mostly 80s, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard on Fridays. But I went over there and I was like, Dad, I got a request to play a song. He's like, what is it? And he's like, Firefly. And I was like, Fireflies. And he's like, what in the world's Fireflies? And I'm just like, look it up. And so we walk away and he starts playing that, and then like everybody starts jumping around and going crazy. And we're like, all right, we're going to play this every Friday from now on. But I think that Fireflies was just meant for that group. I think we're going to have to find something else this time, because I don't think any other group's going to be like the one we had last year. I think we're going to have to find something else. But
you want me to give you a list of song choices?
That'd be great. That'd be great.
I mean, I'm feeling some Blondie maybe.
Maybe.
Or
I don't know. Maybe
The
like
tide is high.
I mean, that's perfect.
we might be finding some new stuff here shortly, but I mean, we found that late in the year. I mean, it was right before playoffs started.
And they think I'm crazy with my music choices, but I like my music.
I remember, I will say this, when you came to Piedmont, you implemented, a weight program that it was serious, and that's, I joke with my dad and say he won't let us have anything fun. But I remember coming to you in high school going, can we have a leg press? And you would say, that's the easy way out. Like, you can do squats. And I feel like I've
mellowed out a lot, Tara.
I don't believe it.
I have, because y'all didn't even let y'all have music. You know,
that is true.
It was about 6 or 7 years ago, I finally consented to putting a speaker in the weight room, and then after that it kind of got more and more. It started going on the road with us, and there's some legendary videos out there of the speaker on some road games. And then there's been some times when the boys couldn't find. I got one rule. Sean, what's my one rule about the music we play? You can't what?
Can't cuss.
And they've taken it before and they put music on there that had a lot of profanity in it. And I think that year, that might have been 2018, the speaker got banned for a while. It didn't get to go on the road with us. It was like grounded.
It got banned first week.
I can't remember, but you know, my rules I got simple rules. Just don't put me on something that's got a lot of profanity. It can't be beeped out and all that other stuff. And we got the first road game of the year at Addison, 2 hours away, and they couldn't follow the one rule, so the speaker got grounded for a while. But I've come a long way as far as allowing music in the weight room, and you know, really trying to get with the times.
Well, and speaking of road games, I know that people look at you guys crazy when you go to state, or because a lot of schools will charter buses, but you guys still take the big cheese.
Yeah.
Do you think that's ever going to change, or is that just going to be a Piedmont tradition?
The way I look at it, we've played every one of our championship games at 11 o'clock on Thursday morning, and most of the time we've been anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes from the stadium. So my thing is this: if we were going from here to Pleasant Valley to play a big game, we wouldn't charter a bus. The normal game day routine is get on the cheese and ride to the stadium, and so we've just done that. Actually, to be honest with you, the 09 team, the first year we ever played in the championship game and beat Cordova, they requested taking the cheese. I had aligned a couple charter buses, and we had taken charter buses that year and lost somewhere on the road. I don't even remember where it was, but we had lost, or maybe the last couple times we had taken charter buses, we had lost. And they said, Coach, we want to take the cheese. And so we took the cheese and we won. And so every time we've been back to the state championship game since then, we've taken the cheese.
It's team color. I mean, come on.
It is. I mean, Coach, you've come in and you have just, you've changed the culture here. It will, like, when you leave, it will be a sad day, because I feel like you are the Saban of high school football.
I don't know about all that now.
I feel like you are, and it's 2020 and I'm a girl and you can't tell me that I'm wrong. So you are the Saban of high school football. I've deemed it, and anyone who wants to take that up, it's Tara Blanchard. You can @ me on Twitter, Blanch0421. But now I do have a couple of questions for you guys, either ors. These are Bailey's favorite because he's not that smart and he can't spit them out quick. So I'm going to let you guys go at the same time, and you guys just tell me which one. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Pepsi.
Gatorade or Powerade?
Powerade.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Mountains or the beach?
Beach.
Mountains.
Would you rather watch a horror movie or a comedy?
Horror
Comedy.
movie.
See, now look at that. It's funny to me that Sean has your demeanor in every way possible, and the only thing you guys agree on is dogs.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
I've always talked to Dad, hoping he'd coach long enough, but I'd like to play baseball in college and for a couple years or 4 years, whatever it turns out to be. And hopefully, if Dad will trust me and he will stay around for a little bit longer at school, I want to coach against him. I want to beat him. That's been like the ultimate goal, because there's times where I've outsmarted him, like in Madden or NCAA, and
That's mad.
well, but I've still outsmarted you though. But that's the thing is that I've always, that's one of the dreams that I got. If he'll stay around, if he just could come back for one more game, have one more game come back, like that's something I like to do. But definitely when I'm around his age, I can still see myself being a head high school football coach somewhere.
We'll bust him out of retirement as soon as we make the Steve Smith statue that's like the Bear Bryant and the Nick Saban statue. Like, we want the picture of Coach Smith getting ready to clap. Like, that's what we want.
You gotta have this mullet.
It has to be. It's part of it now. Is there any specific college that you want to name drop, and maybe we can @ the mess out of them and be like, here's Sean Smith. He wants to come play for you.
Maybe doing something, maybe at Clemson. I don't know if I could play at Clemson or not. I'd go up there and be a student assistant for Sweeney one day. That'd be fun. That'd be something interesting to do. But really, I think I could definitely see myself being a high school football coach and doing things he did, but I could see myself doing them a lot better. I could see more championships myself, winning them, and but I'm probably gonna be calling him a lot once I get in that early coaching stage, asking him like, hey, what do you think about this and that? And it's me and Dad's always had that good relationship, and so I could definitely see that happening later down the road. But it's gonna be a fun ride wherever it turns out to go.
I love that. And then my final question is, do you have any big goals aside from the state championship? Like, I know that is on your radar. You bleed blue because of blue maps, like not just because of Piedmont. Is there any specific goal that you have for this year?
Well, first off, just being the best player I can be on and off the field. That's the number one goal going into every year. 2 would be state championship, easy. Getting another blue map, getting another sign for the school board, putting it up, and then 3, I've gone down to the Alabama Sports Writers Association, their banquet they've had for like the Lineman of the Year thing, and I haven't won that yet, and so I got one more run, and just go down there and win that. I think that'd be a good topper to end off a good high school career.
Well, I love it. And can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
And then I will let you go, because I know it's so hot. If you guys win the state championship, will you please grow a mullet?
I am not going to do a matching mullet. That's going to be his thing. I might keep coloring my hair for as long as I don't know, but I am not going to do a matching mullet. I mean, no.
I
That's
wish
just
I
not
could get
it.
you guys 80s glamour shots together.
Now, yeah, no, I get you're not going to do the mullet, but can we go man bun? That's more new age.
Well, maybe. I think about a man
If
bun.
Coach is going to have
If he's going to have a mullet, if he's going to have Joe Exotic mullet, I
you
mean,
can do a man bun.
We'll
Yeah.
make you a deal right here. If you guys win state and you do a man bun, Bo will grow a Forrest Gump beard.
Woo!
I'll take that. I'll take that deal. That'd be a good deal.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Noted.
I'll do that for real.
So it is written and it shall be. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. Coach, it's always a pleasure. And Sean, quit growing.
Thank y'all for having us.
Thanks, y'all.